Neil, the launch of the season tickets for next season, you've done a pretty big slice off the price of the season tickets. Talk us through the decision to do what you've done for next season.
Yeah, I think fairly unprecedented, I think. Somebody said to me it's the best value MK Dons season ticket ever, which is great to hear. I think we just wanted to give back to the city and give back to the supporters. The numbers to date are looking good. So we've sold 1,400 sat here today, 12 o'clock on Wednesday, with around 150 new season ticket holders, which is really encouraging. So, we have a fantastic stadium, behind us here, 30,000 seats in this stadium. So let's do our very best to try and increase those attendances on a match day. I think we're seeing a mean attendance this year of 7,000-ish, and we want to grow that. And the people are here in this city, and we want the people of MK Dons and the people of Milton Keynes to come and get behind us through thick and thin. So the price points are an indication of our commitment to this city and the residents and all the MK Dons fans. We just wanted to do something really positive and unprecedented.
And I suppose win some supporters back that may have lost over the last few years, because we have seen season ticket numbers drop, but with these prices you're encouraging people to come back as well.
Yeah, so it's quite an interesting exercise, if you like, because is it price sensitive or is there more to it than that? Now, yes, I'm sure we're going to get on and talk about the football later on in this interview. Clearly it's linked to football and football performance and coming out of League One and dropping down to League Two. So we get that, but actually, there is still a cost of living crisis out there, and in a world where everything's going up, whether it's your shopping or your coffee or your mortgages or your electricity bills, everything is going up. Our season tickets here have come down, so it's a gesture from us to the city, and it just shows our commitment.
Having season ticket holders, pre-existing season ticket holders, come in to renew, what was your thinking behind that one?
So we just want everyone to recommit. So there's no auto renewals. We're asking everyone to log in, go online to their accounts and commit. We want a physical commitment. Update your data, so we've got that, please. So it's really important. We've got clean data, addresses, email addresses, so we can actually talk to you and communicate with you. So we just felt it was time that we wanted everyone to recommit. So there's no auto renewal. So every existing season ticket holder, of which there's around 3,600 of you, you need to go online, you need to log in, and you need to recommit to your season ticket. Would love to retain everybody and then grow that. That's the intention.
And free at both ends of the age spectrum as well, not just the under 12s having a free season ticket, but the over 85s as well.
Yeah, I think that's, again, a really nice thing we wanted to do. I think we've got a handful of over 85 supporters, and we just felt, those season ticket holders who have supported us through thick and thin and spent their money over the last 20 years, we should do that. And I think that's just a really genuinely nice thing to do. And I think when we told some of those ticket holders we were going to do that, I think they were absolutely delighted. And going to the under 12s, it's just a no-brainer for me. We want to get those children, those young people through the turnstiles with their parents and with the grandparents. So offering an under 12s free season ticket is absolutely brilliant. So if you're a mum or a dad and you want to bring your two children here on a match day, you can do that for £12 per match. Unbelievable value.
Yeah,
I don't think you can go and sit in a coffee shop and get a coffee and a bite to eat for that. So it's brilliant value.
Talk about Club Red as well. There's going to be alterations there, I understand.
Yeah. So I get and I hear there's a little bit of noise within the Club Red season ticket holder base. I accept that. Clearly, there's been some things that have been offered to them that have not been delivered. There's been things taken away from them. We actually ran a session with Club Red ticket holders earlier this year. I think there was about 150 of them attended that. It was really great. So I ran the session with them, listened to their concerns. So first and foremost, the Club Red season ticket holders and the Club Red ticket holders have the best seats in the house. They're sat down there in the West Stand behind the dugouts. They are the best, in our view, the best seats in the house. So they're paying for that premium to sit there. We are looking at creating a bespoke area, which will not be the ballroom for Club Red ticket holders, and we will put a food offering in there which they can purchase. I've added in free tea and coffee this season, and the team sheets back into there. They will remain, and we'll just look at what the programme offer looks like as well. So I've asked them to bear with us. By the end of the early bird closing, they'll have information on that in terms of the detail, and then they can make a decision whether they want to retain their Club Red tickets, which I think is great value, and I'll come on to the numbers in a minute, or they can go GA. Either way is fine. So if they want to go and pay $295 and go and sit in the cowshed or the East Stand and access the concourse offerings, no problem. We just want them with us. If they want to retain the Club Red ticket, brilliant. That is equally as great. Come and pay that premium and come and sit in the best seats in the house. The difference is £8 per game. So for £8 a game, they need to look at what are they getting. So they're getting an exclusive entrance, an exclusive lounge, they're getting access to buy food, they're getting free tea and coffee, and they're getting the team sheet. So they have to make a call if that £8 is value for them to do that or not. I think it is. If I was an MK Dons supporter and coming through the turnstile, I'd be sat in Club Red. That's just my view.
We hear the word potential about Milton Keynes so much, don't we? And obviously you want to build on attendances, and I think everybody wants to see the club thrive, and I think certainly the early bird pricing kind of allows you to maybe grab hold of a few more people, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So, opening the early bird, and I would have launched it earlier, Toby. I'd have had these on sale in January if I had my way. I was hoping we'd win a few matches so we could build momentum, feel really positive about the football and the season, and then launch. That's not happened. So we got to a point where, we beat Morecambe a couple of weeks ago. Last Saturday was it? And I thought, let's just go with this now. This has actually been ready for 4, 5, 6 weeks. We've been ready to go with this. So we beat Morecambe, and I thought, let's get this out there. Let's put this out and really have a go at this. And it's a little bit of a gamble. I'm not sure many chief execs somewhere down the country will be dropping season ticket prices by 30% ish, particularly when he's sat 17th in League Two. So it's a little bit of a gamble. But the board and I just felt it was the right thing to do to try and galvanise attendances. There is still huge hope here and huge belief that we can take this club forward and create an exciting future here. That is unchanged. That is still there. And I hope our supporters still see that. And I hope the people of this city see that and come and get involved. And I'd love to be kicking a ball in August when we kick off the first game with 5,000, 6,000 season ticket holders. Who knows? Some people are saying you've got no chance, Neil. You've got absolutely no chance. But I believe in aiming high. Let's have a target and let's work really hard to deliver that. And all the staff across the club are engaged in that and understand that. And we want to, just market the hell out of this and get as many people through these turnstiles. And I'm sure every supporter of MK Dons would concur with that and want to support that.
And new season ticket holders, I believe you've already got a few sign-ups already.
Yeah, 150 already, which is great. Less than a week, we've got 150 new season ticket holders, which is brilliant. So if we continue on that trajectory, we'll be okay.
Sell the place out next season.
So that's really positive. So that tells me, despite the football not going too well on the pitch, there's still people out there that want to come out and support this club in this city. This club is for the city. We want to be engaged with the city, with the community. And we want people to come through the turnstiles to support us, and we've made it more accessible from a price point than ever. And then building on that, when they come here, we want them to have a great day. We want them to feel safe. We want the atmosphere to be good. We want the food offerings to be good. We want them to be able to get a good bite to eat or a good drink, whether they go to Red Dot Bar or up to Lewington's or onto the concourses, which we've developed all the different food offerings from spuds through to pitchside pies, through to MK Poppadoms curry. We've got Papa John's on the other side. So we want to give them a great time and a great day where they want to keep coming back, bring the kids, bring the family, bring friends. It's about community, it's about connection.
Last time we spoke, there's been an awful lot of change on the pitch and certainly behind the scenes in the dugouts. Talk us through the decision over the last few weeks that you guys have made to part company with Scott Lindsay.
Yeah, it's never easy having to do that. I think we all wanted Scott to be hugely successful. Came with a great track record. Really liked him. Really supported him and his team. And obviously we've still got Ben Gladwin and Jamie Day still with us. And wanted it to succeed. It didn't. Results were poor, very, very poor, and it's a results business. And the data within the results were equally not as impressive or where we wanted them to be. And we had to make a difficult decision at a boardroom level, which we did. And it's never nice having to do that, but we just felt it was in the best interest of the football club. And now we're sort of nearly 3 weeks on from that. I think the decision, we're comfortable with that, and we move forward.
Some quarters of the supporter base would have said that you backed him through the January window and perhaps not given him enough time to maybe see those sort of things settle. Do you agree with that?
I can see both sides of it. I can see both sides of it. I think when Scott came in, he drew his first game and then we won 6 on the bounce and went from sort of 18th up to 3rd at one point, which was absolutely brilliant, and we're all feeling super positive. And then since then, it's just been decline, and you've all watched the football, and we've all felt frustrated by that. But the cold face of it is we want to move forward and we're ambitious, and investment is going into the team, and we work in a business where we've got to deliver at least some results. And I think the 2 wins during that period with Chesterfield away and Harrogate at home here, which were not convincing performances or results. So we just felt we had to make the change, and it wasn't easy.
What's the process at the minute? Obviously, you're looking for a new head coach. Are we expecting somebody before the end of the season, in the summer? How's the process going?
So, yeah. So we're working through the process. We've had an unprecedented amount of interest in the role from up and down the country and Europe, which is really interesting. So obviously people from the outside see the opportunity here. So Liam and I are working through that process. We've interviewed lots of candidates over the last week or so, and that process will continue. We want to leave no stone unturned. We've got to get this right. We've got to appoint the right person that can come in and galvanise the squad and deliver winning performances and take us forward. And I think actually it's quite a nice time to come in now, because you'd almost get the back end of the season and a full pre-season, and then have an opportunity to go into next season and hopefully deliver and put something out there which we all want to see, which is winning performance and good football.
If you can't find someone before the end of the season, you're happy for Ben to carry on and almost hold a hand through the
Ben and
rest?
Jamie with Ian Watson are doing a sterling job with the group, and the group remains positive. And obviously Liam Sweeting and Simon Crampton support them from a day-to-day point of view. So happy with that, no problems there. But we've got to get this right. It's very important we get this right.
Have you set yourself like a deadline or anything like that as to when, or is it just waiting for the right person to arrive?
I think we'll work through the process, and there has to be a proper process. And Fahad, Liam, and I will with the board, we'll make a collective decision once we've completed this current phase we're in of seeing candidates. And
sitting where the club is at the wrong end of League Two from where you wanted it to be back in August. How are you looking at this first year? Or I say year, the first 8 or so months that you've been at the club.
Well, a year of transition. I think clearly we wanted to be performing better on the pitch. I think we've made lots of positive steps forward off the pitch. I think we're doing lots of good things. I think the interaction with supporters is probably better than it's ever been, and we've actually delivered on some things. Clearly, the football's not where we want it to be, but I've been involved in football long enough to know that takes time, and that works in peaks and troughs, as you have, Toby. You go through ups and downs with the game, and it has been a difficult period on the pitch, and it's been difficult watching some of the performances here and away from home. But we've got to stick together, and we've got to believe in what we're doing. And I think there's some great people at this club on and off the pitch, and I'm absolutely positive we can get it right.
And getting it right again leads back to the season ticket holders, doesn't it? You want people to come and watch good football. You don't want them to be watching football at this end of League Two.
Because they won't come. We have seen dwindling crowds here. We've seen crowds not where we want them to be, and that is linked to the football. There's no doubt about that. If we can get the football right and we can deliver winning performances and a style of play which is fairly attractive on the eye, but I think winning first and foremost is important. I'm positive that the crowds will come and we'll get everybody behind us.
It's funny, isn't it, how simple football can be, or certainly the business side of football can be, if you win. Because then everything seems much more rosy with the world, and people are more likely to come, and everything is a bit brighter. Yeah,
it's central. I mean, I say it a lot internally to the staff. First and foremost, we're a football club. Yes, we've got a great hotel. Yes, we've got a great stadium. Yes, we've got a great arena on the end of the stadium here. We've got some amazing facilities. But we have to get it right on the pitch. All that thrives if we get it right on the pitch. So that is fundamental and central to what we're trying to do here.